I wish I could remember it, but it's been a while since everything was okay.
What's up, chat? What's up, what's up, what's up? What's good, everybody? How is everyone tonight? Welcome, everyone. Welcome. We are live. We are live. Perfect timing, everybody. Y'all are catching us right at the start. Let's see here. Who do we got up in chat? We got Roz, per usual. Roz, Black Rose, hello. Yeffy, feeble-minded. Atticus, what's good? Good to see you, chat. Lanali, the early chatters tonight. What's up, Ollie? Oh, I am good. I am really good. Tonight's gonna be a fun build. Oh, yeah. Thank you for tuning in tonight. Y'all, I appreciate that. You can be anywhere in the world and you're here with me. Thursday night. I think we are, I think we're locked in here. Rich, I don't know if you're in chat, but I think we are. I think we're pretty close to locked in. I think you have a couple of, I was looking at the layout options here. I think you have a couple of choices on this guy. Let me see if I can find the actual picture, though. Yes, there it is. You found it, Rich. You found it. Well, let me see too if your unit supports split spacebar. Let's take a look at this, guys. Let's just unbox it here together. What do y'all think? Let's go. Ooh. Ooh, baby. That new Bingsu desk mat is looking pretty clean. I'm zoomed in way too far. That's why. It's looking, angle is looking a little tight. There we go. A split spacebar. Interesting. Do I have what it takes to do that? The Key65 comes in quite possibly the best smelling box on the face of the planet. I just want to check a couple of things, Rich. Do I have what it takes to load this up with what you're asking for? Ooh, I think I do. I've got so many. Ooh, yeah, we can definitely do split space. I've got some good caps for this thing too, Rich. Everything is full mint. It's mint everything, chat. All right. Yep. So I see it saying it supports split space, so we're gonna. Yep, it does indeed. Rich, are we doing the aluminum plate then? I guess. Because we have to do this plate if you want split space. The polycarbonate plate does not support split. I was kind of hoping we'd build on this. This is a fixed plate though. This would be really... Rich, what do you want? Do you want aluminum or the polycarbonate? I know you want split space, but I think I personally would go with... Ah, well, look at this, though. This is kind of cool. This is pretty close to like a fixed... As close to a fixed split layout as you can get. Look at that. Those cutouts are kind of fun. Up to you, Rich. Yeah, poly doesn't permit it. We can't do split space on poly. We can do the white plate, which feels kind of like, is this a brass plate that's like been e-white coated? So chat, we've either got the white or the polycarbonate. No matter which one we do, we've got the liner for it. We've got two liners. E-white brass. Okay, Effie. Yeah, so I think this might be the same plate. Okay, so we're gonna do the E-white. We're going E-white tonight. Oh, I think it will too. I think it will too. And we've got plenty of keycaps to allow for it. And yeah, you can. So you've got, as you remember, Rich, you've got one solder PCB, and then you've got one hot swap PCB. So we can, you can always put the polycarbonate plate together. Or I can tune some stabilizers and put that all together for you. It'll be like my shortest build stream to date. All right. So chat, are you ready for this? You ready to see what we're working with on this case? I'm just gonna break right into it. Early crew gets the first peek. The gaskets and the bump-ons. The alcohol pad, I don't think we'll need that. The white gloves, I don't think we'll need that. Here is the case. Yeah, Yuppies did come out really nice. But look at this teal action we got going on tonight. Look at that E-white blocker. I knew you were gonna like this one, Yeffy. So the Key65, designed by Fox Lab. And then here, excuse my fingerprints, the white gloves. Beautiful. With the gold hardware, oof, looking so fresh. Rich, if I remember correctly, we're pulling the swapperoo on the stabilizer wires too, right? I'm stealing a certain someone's gold wires, if I remember correctly. And you're giving a certain someone your black wires. Does that sound right? Did we already do that though? Oh yeah, no, we built that one. The 9 and the C3. I thought we had gold. Oh, okay, so I'm incorrect then. So yeah, we're just doing the black wires. So look at this. We've got the teal stabilizer housing with the black wires. I think that'll look really sharp. And then, just in case you didn't think we had enough teal, we've got the milk spec. If you guys don't know already, milk is our resident luber. Milk has tuned up these Tiffany Tealios. They've been lubed with 205G0. They've been spring swapped with a nice 62 gram spring, I believe. I think they're 62 gram. I think that's 62 gram. And ooh, primo. These things are like, mwah. And then, are y'all ready for this? Let's start with this one. Look at this, chat. It's just teal for days. It's just teal for days. I was nervous that we wouldn't have a split spacebar, but I'm pretty sure we have stuff for a split spacebar. Or maybe like some pink? Any ISO avail? Yeah, chat. We've got, I wish the boxing was better for this. We've got the brand new DSA Magic Girl that we are going to be dressing up on this. The brand new, fresh off the press. This is Infinity DSA, if I'm not mistaken. This is Infinity's first go at DSA. 52 word per minute typing test. Legends are looking crisp. Look at this. Look at the J key. It's so cute. Hold on. Let me get you guys. Let me get you guys a more complicated one. Here's one. Here's a legend that has issues from time to time. It's just looking clean. It's looking clean. I can't wait to see what it looks like, all in its, you know, full dressed up glory. This will be really, really cool though. So we're dressing it up in DSA Magic Girl. Let's take a look here. So here's the star artisan. Did you guys see my Instagram story earlier? I had a little Instagram story up with my kid. She loves these keycaps. Just all of them in general. Here's the little moon cap. Oh yeah, she was struggling. She was trying hard. I was like, okay, let's just go ahead and roll. But yeah. Yep. I'm excited for this. This will be fun. Look at that. These space bars are going to be cool. We'll have to decide what colorway we want on this thing. It's like a little bit of yellow too. I don't think the yellow will go with our build tonight. I hope we have like a pink or a green, or actually green, pink or a teal, a minty set of arrow keys. We'll see. We'll see. But yeah. Yeah, so I'm excited. Look at just the amount of teal we have in this build tonight. All right. Let's go ahead and get this put back away. Yeah, so DSA haven't worked on DSA in quite some time. This will be my first time typing on DSA in probably well over a couple years. I think I had DSA on an Alps board. I think I had a VE68 with Alps, and I had DSA Graphite on it, if I'm not mistaken. That was a pretty cool set. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. We'll put these guys right up here. Gonna go ahead and start it off by putting some bump-ons on. Nice, Jay. All right, buddy. What up, Spike? Good to see you, my dude. How are you doing? How you doing? Yeffy got an exciting little mail day today, everybody. Do you want to share what you're going to be sending my way here in a couple of weeks, Yeffy? I'm sure you're going to be on fire to get this thing built. Yeah, a Tiffany teal board, you've got so many options. There are a lot of colorways and like sets, like anything basically with like a very muted like set, like was gonna look good too. Like you can get away with like Oblivion, you can get away with Modern Dolce, you could get away with like Dracula would look good on this. You could get away with probably get away with like, I don't know, there's a bunch of stuff. Anything that basically is like the base color is gray would look really good. Ooh, Yeffy, what do you got here? Ooh, there it is, chat. There it is, chat. Speaking of the Jaguar. Yeffy takes all of his keyboard photos on a 70s porn star shag carpet. So that is the aluminum and military green version of this board here. So same board right here. Alright, so if we wanted to do a split space, stepped caps, and a split backspace, that means we will need a grand total of, wait, what in the world? Why do I feel like, does this only support? Oh wait, no, I'm just an idiot holding it upside down. There we go, now I finally got it right side up. Okay, so I will need a grand total of stabilizers for tonight. I will need 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll need 4 of them. And we've got 1, 2, 3, yep, we've got plenty there. Cool, we're good to go. We are go for launch. Breaker, breaker. You're clear for takeoff. Yeffy might be. You know, I mean, I moderate. I add some pretty sketchy moderators. I don't know about that Justin guy. All right. Now, if I remember correctly, this is sort of like a double mount system where these guys go on the case and these guys go on the actual plate here. So we've got some work to do with the plate. Let you guys see the case that we're working with here as we work on this plate. Is that right? Do I have that correct, chat? Oh, you know what? I think it's a combo. Yep, I see where it is. Yeah, because there's a middle case. There's a middle case on that one. That's what that is. Isolation. Thank you very much for the 3 months. Appreciate that. Very, very kind. Okay, so let's open the case up first, I should say then. How heavy is that plate? It's got some heft to it. Just trying to determine if it's the brass. The plate is 6.5 ounces. It's a lighter case because of the polycarbonate. Thanks, Isolation. Man. Too kind. Classic beige, looking nice on the Jag. Thank you, but this is actually a mix. And the only thing that's classic beige on this is the Windows key. Everything else is NCR. Yeah. The plate has definitely got some heft to it. That's why I think it's an E-white coated brass plate. That was an option in this buy. And we've actually built Yeffy's Key65 with T1 switches up with an E-white brass plate. So yeah, that'll be a familiar sound for us there. Now we're going to be doing linears, of course, tonight. So a little bit of a difference there. Okay, so the polycarbonate middle piece, how about that? That's cool. All right, and that does indeed make my job a little bit simpler. Now I remember, I only put the little square guys on one side of it. So I'm actually looking at the instruction set here now. Let's figure out which one's which. Yeah, so you put the... So I think you can put the gaskets on either the middle or the bottom. I just don't think you do both. And so, yeah, so if I'm remembering this correctly, I put gaskets on the bottom. So I put gaskets right here in these cutouts. Gasket mount everything. Am I right? Yeah, it's going to be very, very soon. Very soon indeed for DSA Magic Girl. You got the first look at it here tonight. Mintlotica has already got a set as well. Chat, do you remember the 50 Cent story from that? 50 was actually at an office and ran into the DSA Magic Girl keyboard on someone's desk there. Oh, it is. It's 50. Let me show you, chat. If you guys missed this, take a look at this. 50 Cent hath blessed Magic Girl. Alright, so the funniest part about this is... Why can't I zoom in? There it goes. Look at those rings. Nice, Mintlotica's here. What's up, man? Yes, that is your desk. That's awesome. That's so good. That's so good. I love your mouse pad too. That's so good. That's so funny. With his blinged out pinky. That pinky ring probably costs more than everything I have in this office. Yeah, the alphas. Yeah, the alphas look like they're a clear set of clears. Honestly works pretty well with the modifiers though. Sometimes you just gotta roll like that, you know? Improvise, adapt, overcome. That's quite an ergonomic mouse there too. Yeah, thanks for tuning in though. Mint Melodica, appreciate that. So chat, if you don't know, Mint Melodica is the designer behind the DSA Magic Girl set. A set and a project, I should say, that's very close to your heart. Yeah, look at this. We've got stabilizers, teal, switches, teal, case has got the teal accents all over it. Like, this is... And then, of course, the DSA Magic Girl. Brand new in bag, ready to rumble. Yeah, we were showing that off a second ago, where I actually had a couple of the keycaps laid out, and I've got these just sitting up in front of the, or on top of the keyboard. They'll sit there. They'll be hanging out with us all stream. My kid was very curious. I didn't know if you saw my Instagram story. Super curious about what was going on with that. Alright, so. Middle piece sits down like so. And then we've got the spot to put in these gaskets here. Does it, again, I'm looking here, chat. I can never remember which side they want. Like, the pictures for this are the most confusing thing on the face of the planet. Here's the structure side. So here's the top case looking down. So, top case looking down. And it's got the green gaskets for plate. Check the link I sent. Did you send it in the Imgur? Yeffy? Oh, that's how I had it installed? Okay, cool. Oh, okay, cool. I had them on both? Oh, I did. I did have them on both because the plate goes in between it. You're absolutely right. And then, Yeffy, did I just have one row? I'm assuming I just had one row on the bottom because there's two extras. There's two extras here. No, I see. You sent me the gallery. Yeah, and so I just had these guys here on this. So I did this right. And then that sits right there. Yeah, like, the instructions are so confusing. Like, this is what I did for Yeffy's board. It has the gaskets here on both sides, and that makes sense, because it fully isolates the plate then. The plate sits in between this guy and this guy. So that makes sense. But yeah, this is what they give you on the site. This is where it gets confusing. Okay, makes sense, right? Top side looking down, I put gaskets on the bottom of the top case. That makes sense. Middle case, top side. Okay, I put gaskets on the top of the case. Plate sits in between there, makes total sense. Big brain. This is where it gets confusing. Gaskets for the weight, middle case, downside. So that would be the underside of the middle case, and then the bottom case, top side. There's only one. So do you stick them on the middle case on the downside or the bottom case on the top side? Does it matter? Maybe not, but yeah, still confusing. Still confusing, a little bit. I'm probably overthinking it, But we did bottom case, and then the middle case, bottom case, gasket, middle case sits on top. And then these little guys, we will put right on both sides. I'm actually going to use a set of tweezers. What up, Kimchi? Good to see you, my dude. Oopsie. Definitely got to be careful you don't get any of the tweezers making contact with the PC. That would not be a MaxF approved move. This one and the Polaris. These builds are just like they're sticker simulators. You guys are now tuned in to Sticker Simulator 2020, the most riveting Twitch content on the face of the planet. I think I've done like 4 or 5 builds between the Key65 and the Polaris, and all of which just have a million gaskets you have to put on there. I got a new emote. The kimchi heart. Nice. I hope you like teal, Kimchi, because that's what we're all about tonight. Also, Nico, I think you're lost. We don't do the jazz playlist here. We do the lo-fi hip hop. I can think of one keyboard streamer who does jazz. He happens to be pretty large in the scene. You've probably heard of this guy before. Oh, the Key Company. The Key Company. Registered Twitch account, the Key Company. Is that you, Jason? Oh, is that launch? Okay. Nice. What's up? Welcome. Kimchi did spoil. I thought it might be Jason for a second. So chat, we have an awesome opportunity here to ask any questions of the creators of the DSA, the creator of the DSA Magic Girl set. If you have any questions, Mintlautica has graced us with her presence, taking some time out of her busy schedule to hang out with us here for a little bit. So don't go crazy, but go ahead and @Mintlautica if you've got any questions. Can I have one? Me too. Can I have one? Can I just hold on to this? Can this get lost in shipping on the way back to you guys? All right, so this one, it makes a little more sense as you put it together. This one goes in just like this. The plate sits right on top of those gaskets there. And then we put the other set of gaskets on this guy. I I apparently don't frequent streams enough then. I stream, I don't watch anybody else though. Max, what is your top switch that I can actually buy? I don't know if it's a top switch. There's so many good switches right now, but oh man. Are the banana splits sold out? Those are pretty damn good. Where are those? Are they sold out? I'm looking here. Products, switches. They were in stock for a minute. Yeah, the banana splits. The banana splits are good. So here's you know, shameless promotion here for the Key Company. The banana splits are in. The mauve switches are in. Those just got restocked. What else is there? Here's also the info on DSA Magic Girl. FYI, chat. So this will be coming soon. Little novelties, Ergodox compatibility. I'm wondering if I got these, because when we split the spacebar, I can use the blanks for that. That would be perfect. Perfect. But yeah, and then other than that, I mean, it's like sourcing stuff like Vince and stuff like that. I mean, those are readily available if you're resourceful. You know, Yeffy just messaged me today. Yeffy messages me every day saying, "Hey, is X vintage product good?" I don't mean to call you out, Yeffy, but I'm going to. And my answer is just going to be the Keck W emote from now on, Yeffy. Because I have no idea. I always ask. For being so into, like, certain vintage things, like, you know, the question is always, like, are these West Germans? Is this date code good? Is, you know, this the real, like, NCR, all that sort of thing? Like, those things are available. So to answer your question, I mean, depends on how resourceful you are, but you can find those things. You just have to scour eBay and everything else. Yeah. The most useless vintage info ever. I will fully embrace that. I am the most useless in terms of knowledge when it comes to vintage stuff. I do just have all the good stuff, though. I've told you where my sources are, Yeffy. I ask the same people every single time. You know who I ask and who I go to. And more times than not, when I'm needing something, I just go straight to them and say, "Hey, do you have any of X?" And if the answer is no, then I just give up and I'll try again next month. I'm getting really good at putting these gaskets on. I'm like a professional gasket placement putter. But yeah, good luck with the the top nav. Oh yeah, Mintlotica. I almost missed it. The top nav link. This one right here, right? Or no? Was it this one? I thought I had that opened up too. I had it opened up. Where did I put it? I had the full newsletter brief on it. Oh, this one. Yep, here it is. There it is. Yep, chat, behold. Behold, DSA Magic Girl. The images for this turned out so cool. I love the floating keyboard and how it like, that's so neat. And okay, so the Portico keyboard, that's going to be interesting too. So this is not a sneak peek at the Portico, but I would love to maybe offer you guys a first look at that. Wink, wink. Eh? We'll see. Maybe. We'll see. Maybe Mitlotica and Jason, maybe those guys will hook me up. See if I can show this to you guys. Oh, I didn't even see this. Look at that. See the face of God through his pupils. Okay. So that dark set too, though. Am I right? I mean, look at the fade from teal to pink to like a darker purple on those right side mods. Ooh, that's pretty cool. And then here's the Portico product page. Maybe. Is that up yet? No, that might not be up yet. So I was looking here too. So there's DSA profile in case you've never seen DSA before. Yeah, so it's the Infinity debut at DSA. And here's all the kits you've got available. I was super stoked on these. These desk mats look so good. Ooh. Like I love that desk mat right there, the purple one. That one's fire too. Is this your desk now, Susan? If 50 were to stop by now, is that what it would look like? Oh, okay, nice. And there's Mitlotica. Are you photographing there? Are you setting up like some shots here? Jacket 2 OP. Yeah. And then does this go to that goes to the 50 cent post? That's gotta be pretty close to like a top rated of all time on mechanical keyboards post too. 21K? It's gotta be close. It's gotta be close. 21K? Yep, there it is. That's right up there. Who had 41K? Oh, I remember this. I remember this post. My son's kitchen now has a Gateron Brown. It's the kid's microwave button, if I remember correctly. His little kitchen. Where is it? Have you guys seen this? This thing is so funny. Nico, I have the TS80P. This guy went ham. He engineered the F out of this thing. 3D printed hardware, blah 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 blah. Little micro controller. Yeah, it's the start. So yeah, so the microwave had nothing in it. It just like door open, door closed. He said, "You know what? This doesn't look like a microwave." And there's the key switch. Kids microwaving some watermelons. It's so good. The beep. That's so good. Alright, back to it. Yeah, if you haven't seen that. That one was good. Dad for the win on that one. go. I feel like I have too many gaskets, but we've installed all of them. I feel like I have too many leftovers. I have 1, 2, 3, 4 leftovers on that, and 2 of the longer ones that are left over, but that should be it. So now, gaskets sit there, and then gaskets also sit here on top. And there you go. That's your plate mount system. Gaskets on both sides of the top and middle case. Gasket between the middle, bottom, and bottom case. And away we go. What's up, Lollipop? There is indeed a lot of white and teal on tonight's stream. Do you guys want to see a close second for this board? Timing didn't quite work out for this, but there was another board that would have worked pretty well for this too. You guys brought up key colts, so it just reminded me. I want to show you guys this real quick. We'll build this a little bit later. This one's for another night. But I wanted to show you guys this. As soon as I got this from the client, I was like, ooh, that also would have been a good candidate for this project. I kind of forgot that we were getting this one in. I low-key forgot this one was coming until it showed up on my front porch. And then I even as I got it too, I was like, who sent me a key colt? And I figured it out. We needed more white and teal, I figured. So let me break out another keyboard in white and teal. So yeah, so this one will be soon. This is right. This is your key colt, Melodica. This one's for you. You need to find this one for sure. Have Zach and George hook it up. Key colt box a lot easier to put back than it is to take out. I love that box. All right, back to the mission at hand. All right, so our gaskets are all in place. Wait, can I have it? If you can find out who the client is, you can ask. I'm gonna guess the answer is no. I'm pretty sure they're excited about that one, but hey man, you know, nothing ventured, nothing gained, am I right? It is time to test the PCB. Chat, you've got a mission tonight. Are you ready? Are you listening? Your mission, chat, should you choose to accept it, is make sure I put this in between the plate and the PCB. Do not let me forget. I will forget. Do not let me forget. Okay, chat? I'm trusting you. I'm depending on you. This is your mission tonight. The message can be something like, hey idiot, put the liner in. Like, at me, redeem, like message redemption for highlighting your message in here is like dirt cheap. Message redemption, like, do whatever you need to do. Taking 2-to-1 odds he forgets. Guaranteed I forget. I forget. Hey idiot, put the liner in. Well, Kimchi, it doesn't do me much good right now. But yes, like that. You did it correctly. I think the farthest I've made it is I had every switch installed into a Polaris. And I was just about ready to start soldering. And then I remembered. I actually remembered. Chat was gonna let me do it. I remembered I needed to install the liner. I saw it sitting there and I was like, wait, that looks like something I need to pay attention to. Alright, chat, if you haven't seen the PCB yet, USB-C. You got a pretty much white themed with some gold accent pieces here on the Key65. Nice little Fox logo there. With the key, the play on the little key there. But yeah, it's kind of cool. Like F, there's the O, the ring of the key makes the O, the X, or the F. It's like, it's layers, it works. It's a cool logo. I like it. Some thought put into that thing. All right. Guys, the reminder doesn't work until I'm actually ready to get to that part of the build. I'm not gonna forget now. Looking at the damn thing, I'm not going to forget now. All right, let me go here. Is this on VIA by default? I pronounced it correctly the first time tonight. Normally I always say VIA first. I like saying VIA. Hey, Keycult, wanna sponsor me? Good luck with that, Nico. They're working on the 265s. I think they might have closed it. They might have closed it, actually. There was a period of time where you could get the Key65 or the number 265 still. You just had to pay that sweet, sweet commission price. Little spoiler alert, I do have a project pending for a Key60 or a number 265. I'm still waiting on some logo work for it though. But it'll be a pretty cool, it'll be a caustic custom, fully decked out number 265. You heard it here first, chat. Maybe like, I mean, really, once we get that logo in, that's bound to space. Oh, it's the ISO. It's the ISO key. Shift is what we're doing there. And spacebar there, spacebar there, and there's gonna be a spacebar somewhere in there. All right, we're good. We're good, chat. We're gonna have a funky layout here tonight. For a person? No, nope. This is not a personal board, Yeffy. This is a project I'm working with a client. All right, so that tested out, looking good. Liner in between the PCB and the plate. There we go. Yeah, the 265 is a commission project for a client, not me. Yep. All right. All right, let's go ahead and tune up some stabilizers. Yes, bread mold. They have been swapped. To what? I know it was my springs, I think. Milk, are you here? Do you remember? I don't remember, chat. I think it was 62 gram cat Wei Wei, but I'm not 100%. I'll be right back. I'm gonna grab more water. So no sponsor from the key.company. ... Damn. What? Like, give it a second and look up there. It's also down below. We are sponsored by the Key Company. Como? Or not Como. Okay? Oh, for you. Nico, you're pulling hard for sponsors. You want Key Call? You want Key Company? What is it you're trying to do? You're pulling for those sponsors. All right. Is my sponsorship deserved? Just kidding. Mine is absolutely deserved. I'm the hardest working guy in keyboards. Nobody works harder than me. All right, I'm gonna put this on top of here in the hopes that I don't forget it. And we'll put this here. Press X to doubt. Nice. Okay. All right. I'm also gonna put my PCB over here. All right, chat. We are kicking off some stabilizer tuning. It is time to begin the normal part of the keyboard build. Normal, quote unquote, part of the keyboard build. Boom, boom, boom. All right. Yo, thank you for the 5 bits. Appreciate that. That one Yoshi. Thank you very much. So chat, these are the new C3 stabilizers. They are the version 2 of them, I should say. Oh yeah, brother. That's true. I have been slacking on the YouTube front lately. I'm gonna be honest with you, in full disclosure. I'm going to struggle here the next couple of weeks to even month, give or take. I am going on a couple of work TDYs that will probably span my weeks into the healthier part of November. Between travel and getting in keyboard builds when I'm still around, that will be taking up the vast majority of my time. What's up, Juan? Is it, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. Huang? Huang? Either way, hello to you. I hope one of those was the right pronunciation, and thank you very much for the Twitch Prime there. It looks like Keith Righteous. Welcome. The first one. There we go. Huang. So I got it then. There we go. Okay, let me think here. It was 1, 2, 3, 4 stabilizers. So there we go. One, 2, 3, 4. Beautiful. The other first one, Huang. Okay. Now we're in business. Huang. Okay. It is time for the lube. We always embrace the free flowing of lube in these parts. We welcome it, we embrace it. All right, chat, so just in case you're tuning in for the first time, maybe, welcome. We're just getting into some stabilizer tuning. If you've never seen a stabilizer get tuned before, you're like, what the hell is a stabilizer? Fear not. I will explain, friends. Any key that's longer than a single 1U key. 1U key being like, you know, your A key, WASD, any of your letter keys. Any key that's longer than, what is it, like a 1.75 needs a stabilizer. And your stabilizers, by default, will rattle. And so to keep them from rattling, we add lube to them. And so, I've got my little vat of 205G0 here. I'm adding that to the stabilizer housing. I am of the mind where you can just paint the stabilizer housing and then insert the stem. Some people paint just the stem. They're psychopaths. They're absolutely crazy. Some people paint both the stem and the housing on their stabilizers. They are absolutely insane. No, I'm just kidding. Who cares, honestly? I mean, as long as you get enough in there. Stabilizers are one of those things where you can let the lube just flow freely. Like, I mean, you don't want it gushing out the sides and making a huge mess of your keyboard, but at the same time, it's very hard to over lube a stabilizer. Like, it's impossible. Like, if you over lube it, just press it, 100, 200 times, work that excess lube out. You're gonna have to take your keycap off and with like a Q-tip, like wipe the excess out that like kind of comes out from around it. But yeah, like, I mean, it's easy to clean up. And so, yeah, I mean, you don't want to over lube it, but I mean, it's difficult to do that. Like, can you see how much I'm putting on in there? I got a good, healthy coat on the inside. And it is hard to lube, or it is hard to lube after the fact. That is very true, Kimchi. You can always work it out if you've added too much. But you can never add more if you've not gone far enough. We've gone too far. He said we've gone too far. He said we've lubed too much. We've lubed too much. But yeah. Whatever you do with the housing, it doesn't really matter. Housing, stem, I joke. But yeah, I just do the middle. I just do the housing. It's easier. It's easier. It's cleaner. What's up, Tree Leaf? Good to see you, buddy. And then here in a minute, we're going to insert these sliders. I've got 2 more housings to do. Nice, Nico. Thanks, brother. I'll try and catch up with you soon there, dude. Best intentions always, but one thing leads to another. Quite regularly for me. What is this? Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure? That's right, man. There you go, Yeffy. Little Keanu Reeves action. Chat, what do you guys think about the hypothesis that Keanu Reeves is a vampire? Have you guys seen that? Have you guys seen like the colonial? Have you guys seen the colonial pictures of Keanu Reeves? Immortal Time Lord. It'd be hard to cover up that he's a vampire, but man, I mean, who else? I mean, I guess he could just be immortal. Who else lives forever? He made a deal with the devil. He's said to be a super chill guy. By who? Who were you talking to, Yeffy? That like, oh yeah, Keanu Reeves? Totally a chill guy. What, just other people who've heard that he's a super chill guy? I'm just being an idiot. Don't even answer me. Don't answer my stupid comments. I know what you mean, Yeffy. I'm sure he is. There's lots of cool videos of him on the internet too. Imagine being born with a perfect roundhouse like Keanu. Oh, so you were being, okay, cool. Either you're making that up too, and now this has gotten so out in left field that I'm just willing to believe you, or or it's true. Either way, I'm sure he is. Like I said, I was being an idiot before. Alright, so our stems have been inserted into the stabilizer. Chat, again, if you haven't seen this before, there's 2 holes on one side of the stem, 1 hole on the other side, right? You want to take the side with 2 holes, and that goes towards the opening in the stabilizer. So if you've never done this before, boom, that's it. That's what I did for all of them. Now the wire goes in on the bottom hole of those 2. There was those 2 holes in the stem. The wire goes in right into the bottom one, and then it clips in You see how that has like a little spot for it? It clips in just like that. Boom, so it like sits in there when it's done. Before we do that, we're gonna add a bunch of lube to the wire as well. No, I inject the super lube into the housing when I'm done with it, more often than not. Sometimes I don't bother, but more often than not, we finish it off with super lube. Super lube is also a great way to do spot treatments. As Kimchi said a minute ago, it's a lot harder to add lube after the fact. Super lube is one of the exceptions to that. You get this needle nose application of super lube, and you can actually get that into the opening of your stabilizer, and sometimes you can do spot treatments on your stabilizers and make improvement with super lube. It's not a precise scientific way of doing it, but sometimes it works. How do I know that I put enough lube? Well, if you can see a visual coating on it, then you're probably good. Like, so, I mean, I go a little bit past this 90-degree angle here. And you can kind of see, I mean, I've got just a pretty good coverage on that guy there. And then I'm going to go ahead, add a little more to the other side. It's mostly like I get a big globule of it, and then it's mostly just kind of like wiping it off and evening it out a little bit. And I kind of just like feel it, you know? Once you kind of feel like you have a good coating on that wire, like that one's coated pretty good right now. Once you kind of feel like you have a good coating on that wire, you're good. And then, yeah, easier to come at it too from an angle like this, come at it from a 90-degree angle and then come down and snap it in, rather than try and get at it from like the side right off the bat. And preferably you don't pop the other side out. There we go. So that one's good. Do you ever check for wire straightness when modding your stabs? That's one of those things that I like check after the fact. If I find that there's rattle in it, it's pretty hard to see other than like space bars visually if it's off, like if there's warping in it. I'm assuming that's what you mean. Other than the space bar. The space bar you can kind of tell if it's warped. But yeah, after the fact, if there's rattle in the stabilizer, as I'm testing it, I will look to see if maybe that wire is bad. That's been known to happen to me. It's actually not an uncommon thing with Duroc stabilizers. Unfortunately, the quality control on those isn't as good, and so I've had a lot more issues with those wires than I have had with any of the other ones lately. So I'm doing almost exclusively C3 stabilizers on my builds lately. Why do you ask? Well, let me tell you. Let me tell you, chat. The C3 stabilizers are the only stabilizers with anti-wire pop-out technology. Anti-pop-out wire technology. It's high quality stuff. Big brain, 200 IQ, insane stuff. When you check for rattling, are you mainly looking for overall stab, not rattling when pressing the keys, or the inner part of the stab is in the little piece? Yeah, like I'm doing an audible test more often than not on it. Old school cherry clipping, tree leaf. I'd go either way. That's a toss up. C3 just because it's easier for me to acquire. But old school cherry clipping is good too. How do you lube the plastic thingy? What plastic thingy? Is there a workaround if my stabs didn't come with washers and O-rings? Okay, so the washers and O-rings, I've been known to not even install those little guys. I've been installing them for the past couple of builds, but I've been known to not even bother because I don't know if there's much of... So, okay, if your PCB is thinner, then it's nice to have those as well as the little stickers that come with the C3s. So C3 by stock comes with this little package of stickers. You see those guys right there? Those are little stickers that you can put on the PCB. And then you also have the washer on the other side to also add a little bit of girth to it as well, so that your stabilizer housing makes good contact with your PCB. If you've got a standard 1.6 millimeter PCB though, you don't need to worry about the washers or stickers or band-aids or anything else, as long as you know, it's making good contact points, and as long as you don't have any of the screw-in portions lining up right next to any of the ports on the PCB, like pads. Like you don't want any screws, and I don't see any on this guy. You don't want any of the screws of the stabilizer bottoming out with any of these pads, because that could short circuit your PCB. Like here, this is kind of close. So right here, chat. Right here, you see that pad? That circle right there above my index finger is where the stabilizer will come up and where I will screw it in. And then right below it is a pad. I would install a washer on that guy, because that washer is going to provide an intermediary between that metal screw and that metal pad. Same with right here. There's the screw hole for the stabilizer, and there's a pad. But like, for example, you see on this guy, like here's another stabilizer here. The bigger portion of the stabilizer goes in there, the screw in goes here. So on this one, you don't really need a washer there. There's no need for a washer on that one. But on this guy, you see how there's a couple more pads right there? Those are LED. Those are LED pads for the bottom side of the switch, the south side of the switch. And those guys might bottom out. And so you might need a washer for that. On this guy here, there's actually separation there. Like there's enough separation on the PCB there between those pads and these holes, so one right there and one right there. There's enough separation there to where I don't think you would need it. So if it's a 1.6 millimeter PCB and you've got plenty of contact point between the bottom of the stabilizer, like that, and the top of the PCB, then you don't really need to worry about washers and stickers and all that. You just purchased an Aco 3068 vintage set, 65% with cherry browns, $99. Was that a terrible buy as a beginner keyboard enthusiast? Oh man, here's my incoming, I don't know. I've never used a 3068. I've used the 3181 for vintage browns, and I've used the MX5000 or the G805000. Is it the G805000? Which is the one? What's the Ergo Split? The old school Ergo Split cherry board. I can't remember. Honestly, though, I'm not sure. So your best bet for finding information on vintage keyboards there is going over to Deskthority. I believe it's deskthority.net, and researching there. generally, there's a lot of helpful information and links on that website. And then also, you can get a lot of info pretty easily. It's probably one of the most helpful channels in the Mech Keys Discord. So the official Reddit Mechanical Keyboards Discord server, Mech Keys. There's a lot of trolling that goes on there, but the KB Vintage channel is generally pretty helpful. And so you can generally get a quick answer if you copy and paste that line into there. If you really want, you could lube the actual slider sides as well. Yeah, that's true. And Archon, you were asking, how do you lube the plastic thingy? Yeah, the stab housing. I just grab a liberal coating of 205 and I put it on the inside of the housing, and then I just insert the stem. So yeah, sorry, I'm cycling back to your question now. Cherry clip-ins are still very good. There's nothing wrong with cherry clip-ins too, to answer that question. Also, you can find cherry clip-ins for very, very cheap off Taobao. If you want to save some money, go to Taobao, order some cherry clip-in stabilizers, get a ton of them, get decent shipping off of Superbuy. You'll get stabilizers for about I mean, like, we're talking like $5 for a full set of stabilizers. It's the cheapest ones you can get. As long as you find good quality, like, you know, cherry clip-in stabilizers, you should be fine. The one thing you want to avoid nowadays are the GMK retooled stabilizers. Those are not good. So anything that says cherry screw-in stabilizers at this point, I would be weary of. Cherry screw-in stabilizers are, for the most part, manufactured by GMK. They retooled their housings and they ruined their stabilizers. We've talked about this in the past. They basically pulled what Coca-Cola did with Pepsi back in like the 1900s, whenever the hell that was, 80s, 70s, 60s, I don't even remember when that happened. But when Coca-Cola changed their recipe and Pepsi started to get more popular, because Coca-Cola screwed up, that's what GMK did. GMK screwed up. Yeah, it was like 1980 something. Yeah. GMK had, like, people just didn't, like, okay, so there were like the translucent stabilizers that people were like, oh, this is cool. Like, you know, some people were like, oh, this is cool. But the vast majority of people, they were like, I don't care, it's a stabilizer. I can't see it. As long as it works well and as long as it feels good and I can tune it up and it works, then whatever. And that was what GMK was. And it was just the all black, silver wire, no frills, GMK, screw in, cherry based, OEM, you know, layouts. Right? I mean, and it worked well. And then they ruined it. Now they're awful. Can't use them. I've got like 5 sets of GMK retooled stabilizers sitting in my bag that I just will never use. Gateron? Yeah, Gateron screw in and clip in. Yep. Yesterday's D65 is sold out in just 1 minute. Ooh. Yeah, it's hard. It's hard getting into the keyboard hobby right now. I'll use both of them, Joe Vanes. I'll use both of them. I'm not picky on either Duroc or C3. I do like C3 a bit more, though, because it's got that anti-pop-out wire technology. That's right. The wires don't pop out of C3. The wires do not pop out of C3. Which is not that big of a deal if you've got good access points to your wires on Duroc and you're not changing your keycaps around too often. But if you are one of those people that like to dress your keyboard up in different keycaps, and maybe you're, you know, known to take your stabilized keycaps off from time to time, having those wires pop out is a pain in the butt. And these guys aren't going anywhere. Take a look at the coverage that you have on these wires. They're not gonna pop out. Those wires are like held on like a 96% level. Like almost a full 360 degrees of coverage. No, my IEMs are 64 audio. These are the A12, these are the A12T IEMs. Thank you. Yeah, I like them. I've got my replacement cable from Forza coming here in the next couple of days, hopefully too. The cable that I had for these guys, this is the stock cable right now. It's not bad, but it just like it crinks and it like gets like, you see how it like bends and then doesn't like, you can see little like micro bends, like there's one, like you can see how it like, and then I try and bend it back and it like, yeah. But yeah, and I've seen Moon Audio. I don't have a set of their IEMs, but I have heard of them before. I'm gonna wipe this paintbrush off. I'll be right back, chat. Oh yeah, tree leaf. My favorite plate material is dependent upon which switch I'm using. My favorite switch is something linear, probably vintage blacks, but it depends on how they're tuned and which versions of them they are, and there's lots of little things with vintage blacks that can change it up. I'd say on a consistent, like if I were to try someone's build now and be like just a random person, I'd be looking for someone that's built their board up with like, you know, one of these newer JWK linears. They're pretty good. I like those, the tangerines, the mauves, the alpacas, the whatever else. Insert any JWK linear here. I've built a bunch with those and I've had good results pretty consistently with them. Speaking of the washers, as I mentioned, I have been installing them just because I have a million of them. So we'll install them for this build. I have some nice Vint blacks. Yeah, I'm super picky, but I really like vintage blacks. That's a lot of preference there. Some people really like the sound of Gateron ink and other people do not. Gateron ink has a pretty distinctive sound. I like it. I think it's pretty cool. I have got my Matrix 1.2 built with Gateron inks. Full disclosure, I'm going to rebuild that 1.2 probably with some Gateron ink V2s. The V1s are what I put in there originally, and they have the most nuanced little crunch sound to them on the springs. It's actually passable, and I think it kind of adds, the spring crunch sound almost adds a little bit to the, in a nonsensical way, to the sound and acoustic of the overall switch. But man, after building a board with Gateron ink V2s, they're just a far superior switch. They made improvements between round 1 and 2. What is that red thing? These are the little washers that we were talking about earlier. So in order to, how did that come off? How did that literally come off? because I held this stabilizer in and I flipped this one over and I wasn't holding it. I just got concerned for a second. I was like, did the screw not hold that guy in? It did. I'm just a dummy. Oh, I'm about to do it again. Stay there, stabilizer. So, yeah, so as I was mentioning a minute ago, you see how this screw is kind of close to those pads. So there's the pad there, the pad on the PCB, and there's the screw. You just don't want that metal bottoming out with the pad. It can short out the PCB, and so that's why you add those washers. And then who else knows? I mean, does it add any sort of like nuanced sound dampening? Does it, you know, add a little extra material between and hold the PCB in there, like hold the stabilizer to the PCB a little bit better? I don't think so. I mean, I'm not willing to believe anything like that, but I mean, who knows? They are very smooth in general. Yes, Tree Leaf. Both JWK linears and Gateron ink linears are very smooth. Like those JWK linears and Gateron ink linears are going to be smoother than probably any Cherry MX Black retools you can find, unless you got very lucky with some of the earlier round Aero.com Cherry retools that just came out. Like there was a period of time where if you got retools from Aero when they were like 20 cents and they didn't even know what they were selling, you could get a really, really nice result. And like equivalent of like maybe like a 7 out of 10 vintage black switch, like a very solid switch. I would say that the JWKs and Gaterons are probably on par with that kind of a switch. I would say it's going to give you a very solid, in terms of smoothness, comparison to what a pretty nice above average vintage black feels like. Now to get to that like 9 out of 10, 10 out of 10 level with vintage blacks, you're gonna have to spend a bit of money. Yeah, we're using a split space bar on this guy tonight. I hope I have the right layout. We're gonna put some keycaps on it to make sure. But yeah, we're doing split space bar tonight. Have I ever tried a Niz or a fake Topra keyboard? I have not. I've never tried that. Nopra. I've done Topra. That's it though. I've done the regular Topra. Is this Win keyless? Negative. This is a Win key. This is a Win key Key65. All right. So this is what we're working with here. And look at that. What were the odds again, Yeffy? That I wasn't gonna remember? I'm remembering. At least I am right now. Shouldn't jinx myself. Where'd you get that foam? This comes actually with the keyboard. This is a option built in. Yeah, so this is where this switch needs to be. It's just a deciding factor is which one of these sockets am I on, because the plate determines for me where the stabilizer here needs to be. So this looks good. Also, because of this, I don't really need to worry about, because of the foam liner, I don't need to worry about the plate collapsing in on me as much as I would normally. And so I don't think I need to take the plate off and start loading up switches independently before I put it on the PCB. I think we can start putting switches on here now. So probably just both of them are mapped to spacebar to start. But yeah, you can do all sorts of things. I have a friend of mine who's building the same board. He forgot to put the foam and it still turned out nice. That's a win. But did it turn out nicer with the foam? Did he go back and say, I need to put the foam in there? I would not have. I would have been like, well, that's a wrap. Forgot the foam. What about vintage browns? Probably hunt eBay or Mech Market for vintage browns. Oh yeah, yeah. So, yep. eBay or Mech Market are the ways to go, and Discord Mech Market. Also, the model of vint browns you go for are going to be important. I personally am a fan of the 3181. If you can get a hold of a 3181 vint brown board, that would be a pretty big brain move. Yeah, already soldered. Everything is in there. Yep, that's a rip then. Probably. I mean, honestly, probably not the biggest deal, right? Fox did go nuts with this though. This is really cool, like how much isolation he has on this board. All right, so he's got 3 cases. There's the bottom case, the middle layer, and the top part of the case. The bottom case has a gasket between it and the middle layer. The middle layer has gaskets on it in between the bottom of the plate and it, and then the top case has a gasket on it in between the top part of the case and the plate. And then you have an isolation layer in between the plate and the PCB with this whatever this plastic material is. Is it, I don't even know, like neoprene liner here in between the plate and the case. But yeah, pretty big brain stuff. Yeah, Fox is pretty crazy. So chat, we've got an exciting update. Speaking of Fox, he did not design this, but he was consulted by the designer. Have you guys heard of the Eru TKL? I'll remind you, if you think you haven't heard of it, you might have. The Eru is the TKL with the hieroglyphics all over it. Yeah, so we've got one of those coming to us soon, TM. Soon. We're waiting for a little bit on that, but yeah, we've got one coming soon. I will notify you guys when I get it. Make sure you're following me on Instagram. That's the best way to see when I'm like building something in particular. I'll add a little Instagram story when I've got something in. But the Eru, I checked up with the runner for that, and that's going to be coming soon. Now, the reason I was reminded of it, the Eru designer actually worked a lot with AIO3, who is a phenomenal designer, as well as Fox. So he worked with and got those guys to help him out and consult with him on making design changes and choices with his keyboard. So it should be a really, really cool product. I'm really excited. The Geist machine. Please link me a picture of the Geist machine. I am fairly confident I've seen this. However, I would like to be reminded of what it is again. I'm fairly confident I've seen this. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to the Eru TKL. So that'll be coming soon. And yeah. I think we're just waiting. I think so for like the review units that are going out, I think we're just waiting on one more reviewer's unit to get corrected. But everyone else is waiting until this one reviewer's unit gets corrected. So there was just a quality control issue with the single unit for the one that's going out to the reviewer who is first in line. And yeah, once his unit gets corrected, then everyone else's will go right out right immediately afterwards. So, spoiler alert. It's Wildcat. Wildcat is getting one, and he'll be putting together a YouTube video with it. If you guys haven't seen Wildcat's content on YouTube, you should absolutely follow him. He has got an absolutely incredible YouTube page. So much production quality putting into that. Geist machine. Yes, I have seen this. I've seen this quite a lot. This is pretty cool. This is pretty cool, chat. If you haven't seen this before, this is the Geist. The Geist machine. It's just such an interesting design with this guy here. So what is the, I just don't, maybe I'm like missing something. Like what is the purpose of this guy here at the top? Does that have anything other than just like there's a little knob there? Does it have anything other than like an aesthetic quality to it, or is it like, does it have a purpose? Just where it's just weight and angle. Okay. Oh, and you know what we're gonna be, speaking of leaks, chat, best knob I've ever seen. Yeah, the knob kind of like off to the left there, off to the side of the case, kind of cool. I can dig that. I can definitely dig that, Archon. That's true. Speaking of crazy features, what about the hat? What about the Mr. Hat from Matrix? What do you guys think of the button on the back of the case? So, while you guys think on that too, I'll tell you as well, we are building up Invis TKL as well. So another little spoiler alert. That'll be coming soon too. If you guys don't know who Invis is a moderator on many very prominent pages in the mechanical keyboard hobby, and he's got a 0 degree TKL that has like the screw-in cone feet on it, and so yeah, so that one's coming soon too. That'll be really exciting. I'm super stoked to be able to take a first peek at that. So many either or switch questions in chat. Holy crap. Did I miss something? Novelty cream switches or banana splits? Those are pretty different switches. So Swervin, novelty creams benefit from a break-in. And so if you're going like all in, super ham on your switches, you're going to want to take your creams and you're going to want to break them in for probably a month or so. Stock. And then once they're broken in, you want to take them and lube them up, tune them up, put them in, and cream stems, broken in cream stems go nicely with a lot of Frankenstein switches. So you do not need to break in every, do you have to break in every switch? Like just with creams? I would break in for sure, at least the alphas. But I mean, your mileage may vary. And then now banana splits are, if you've tried the Macho linear, banana splits are what the colorway for the Macho was intended to be. The manufacturer for the Macho actually released that switch into the wild a little earlier than was intended, and so the banana splits are basically another linear though, fairly comparable to like the JWKs. Nuanced differences with all those things. With anything, okay guys, so with anything like, JWK, Gateron Inc., the Machos, the Mauves are JWK, with the Machos, the banana splits, the novelty creams, all those linears, smoothness is all pretty comparable. You're looking at the acoustics, you're looking at the accessibility, how easily can I get this switch, is it available now kind of deal, and then you know, anything else is just kind of accessory on top of that. Like, you know, it's basically you know, with those, what I would ask myself is first of all, what am I looking to build? Because I mean, do any colorways make sense more than others? And if you're gonna go all out, you may as well color match. But other than that, I mean, it really just comes down to what can I get my hands on, because everything is so hard to get your hands on in this market. Hey, razor greens are no joke, and that invalidates every opinion I've ever had and any hot take I've ever had on this channel. Razor greens. What was it? Simon made the holy razor switch. He did razor stems in Halo housings. So there's Frankenstein capabilities for even the razor switches. Linears or membrane? Just kidding, they're both even. Ooh, Izashu. Oh, okay. Did they run out on novel? Yeah, so I don't know what we're looking at in stock currently. I know banana splits are currently available. I know the mauve switches also just restocked. So quick sponsor reel, chat. We are sponsored by the Key Company. Big shout out to them for providing you know, the stabilizers, as well as our first look here at DSA Magic Girl tonight. But on their website currently, you can find a whole myriad of switches. The banana splits currently available, as well as they have a couple key sets currently running. You have the swag Sue set, the dark Cyrillic set currently running through Infinikey on the Key Company, and then you have DSA Magic Girl Round 2 running off on Infinikey. DSA Infinikey, so that's the first. So I'm excited to to test this out tonight. And then also another switch available. We're also sponsored by Project Keyboard. You guys will find a link down below to Project Keyboard, referral link that gives me 69% off your next order. It gives me 69% off my next order when you use my referral key link. God damn, I keep stabbing myself with these switches. Simon's bad switch reviews are so great. Yeah, so I pulled from Simon too for my sponsor reel. That keyboard I linked is from around 1996. It might be Vint Brown's. 96, I mean, that's kind of, yeah. If I was born already, the switches aren't vintage, in my opinion. It's date code C. Alright, date code C sounds to me like it would be good. So the nicest vintage black switches that you can get are from the G80s, and those are date code A through D. Alpha through Delta are quite nice. I'm just like loading up everything that has a port here. The only one I don't know is where this guy's gonna be. I also need to test these stabilizers. Make sure we're good here. Probably should have tested the stabilizers before putting every switch on this board, but at this point, it's done. Let's go ahead and just do that real quick. Cartox 205 G0 usually recommended for linears, Tribosis 34 for tactile. I would go even lighter for the tactiles. I would do a 3203 or maybe even an oil. Maybe even like a 106 or like you know, maybe something different. I mean, those 3204s, I mean, unless you really want to affect the sound, you know what I mean? I would go a little bit lighter. I like to hear more of the profile of what it sounds like and all that. So I found a cool Cool strategy for testing out stabilizers from the boy Lulz. He does a cool thing where he holds down. Also, I need to check with the picture you sent here, Rich. Open original. All right, so it's a 2.75, a 2.25. So it's actually supposed to be this guy here. So let's put this guy here for now. And then a 2.25, which is going to be the same as the enter key. So that guy right there. And then I need a 1.25 for the middle guy. Okay, it goes off to the side. It goes off to the left. That answers that. Oh, I think I have it upside down. Well, we're gonna find out how to mount DSA tonight. All right, so there's the space bar. Boom. That sounds good. That's not a normal size stabilizer. That is though. So yeah, so Lulz, what he does is he presses his stabilizer halfway down, and then he holds, and then he presses when it's halfway down to see if there's any rattle. And that works pretty good. I like that strategy a lot. And Archon, no, there are some switches that you don't really need to break in. Like there are switches that just are okay stock that you don't need to worry about break-in on. Well, not stock. I would still lube them, but yeah, you don't have to worry about going nuts, getting all the switches and making sure they're all broken in first. Break-in generally does help though on everything. All right, our stabilizers sound good. All right, so because we're on a fixed layout almost entirely here, and because these are new keycaps that I don't want to scuff, I'm absolutely going to be removing these. And we will put everything back on here after we finish building. Yeah, so the lubes you want to get, I mean, there's a lot, right? There's a lot to bite off if you're just getting into the keyboard hobby. But yeah, you want to get a series of oils. You want to get something in the GPL 104, 105, 106 range. There's nuanced differences there between all of those. I use 106 a lot. I use 106 for tactiles sometimes, for springs a lot of the time. Then from your more grease-based lubes, you want to be looking at the 3203, the 3204, the 205G0, the GHV4, both thin and thick. And then for oil springs, for oil for your springs, on top of the 105s, the 104s, 106s, you want to be looking at LSD oil, paraffin oil, and Victorinox Swiss Army knife oil is good. Who's calling me? Hold on 1 second, chat. We're back. Wife was just calling me. Just need to make sure we're good. What's up? We're good. I got butt dialed. All right. So did somebody write all that down? I just gave you every lube you could get. I mean, I think I've just listed out probably over $100 in lube. But if you get all that stuff, you will have everything you could ever need for anything ever. So techniques I normally follow too when it comes to actually tuning the switches. I test with everything until if it's a new switch and I've never worked with it before, I always just test a series of things. I try the switch with just the spring lubed. I try the switch with the housing and spring lubed. Then I try the switch with the spring, housing, and stem lubed. And then I try spring swapping. I try filming it. I try, doing all sorts of different other little tuning techniques as a tertiary after I've checked what sounds best lubed and primarily lubing it and spring swapping it. Those are the big things. And then as a final test, does it sound better filmed or not filmed? And does the switch benefit at all from having a different wiggle, the wiggle of it? Does it benefit from having a film on it? Ooh, the iron 165 is nice. 104, 105, 106 for oil, 3203, 204, 205 for grease, spring oil, 104, 105, 106, LSD, Victorinox, paraffin. Yep. And then for tactiles, tactiles kind of fit into that 104, 105, 106, 3203. And then if you want a greasy tactile, you can go into 205, you can go into 204. Yeffy's T1 Key65 was tuned up with 205G0, and people really liked the sound of those T1s. So if you want something a little thockier and a little thicker sounding, don't be afraid to do 205 on the tactiles, but be careful. Make sure you don't overdo it. And then for linears, the sky's pretty much the limit. On a really, really smooth linear, on a very, very nice vintage black, I normally do oils. If it's just a JWK or a cream or a Gateron ink or anything like that, 205G0 is easy. 205G0 is an easy one. It can swerve it. It normally won't make it sound lighter, but it can make it sound deeper. Okay, we're all set up. We're looking good here. Let's go ahead and check to make sure all of our pins made it through. And then I'm just gonna wash my hands real quick before we start soldering. I also just want to turn my fan on too here in a second and make sure RTX voice is working as well. We'll give my mic the second it needs to when I go to wash my hands if that needs to be reset. So let's go ahead and turn RTX voice on and see if we're gonna have to reset my microphone. Extra virgin olive oil. Yes, that's the big brain move right there. Or WD-40. Both are a max approved move. Let's go. All right. All right, swap this over. Microphone might sound a little weird. RTX voice is on so that you guys don't hear this guy. And hopefully I don't lose my mic. 3, 2, 1. Hello, mic. Hello, mic. I lost my camera, though. That's sweet. Loving it. I'm telling you. It's been 0 days since our last scuffed stream. Reset the counter, Yeffy. 0 days since our last scuffed stream. Did my camera just go dead? Did it just happen to time out? Oh, beautiful face. Hello? Oh, there we go. The camera's easier to reset. That's a whole hell of a lot easier to reset. Okay. The microphone takes a second. Yeah, the microphone takes a couple minutes for me to reset that if I have to do that. Alright. We're done with lube. We are good to go with the lube. The one thing you guys didn't see tonight that I normally do, I also didn't feel like I needed the super lube on these stabilizers. The one thing that but if I had I used a super lube, what I would have done, chat, you see these openings here in the stabilizer, I would have taken the needle nose of that super lube and I would have just injected a little bit of lube right into the front of that. The other thing you guys didn't see tonight, which I normally do, on a normal 6.25 or 7U spacebar, if I've got a lighter springed linear, which these are at 62 gram, I would normally put a 90 gram spring in my spacebar. That helps in a big way to make sure it feels real crisp and rebounds quite nicely. But because it's a 2U, we're using split spacebar tonight. Because we're doing that, we don't need to worry about it. No worries on that front. Also, I'm putting in this switch. I don't need to be doing that. I don't need to be doing this. There's a blocker on the Key65. There's no need for a switch. You're supposed to catch me on that. Come on, chat. Max, if a switch was to have the housing lube with 205 and the stems with 104 oil, how would you speculate it would work out? Slightly lighter, less thick variant than the full 205 G0. Slight nuanced changes there. I can't think of a situation where I would do that. If it was a smooth enough switch and if it sounded good enough with only needing 205 G0 on the rails of the housing, I would stop there. I wouldn't see any need to oil the stem. Unless I was just like bag lubing it. Unless I was just like, screw it, and I threw all the stems in a bag with the springs and just bag lubed the springs and stems all in the same oil. Which is fine. I mean, honestly, that's fine. That's fine. This is heresy, but I will admit, I've bag lubed West German vintage black switches. What are you gonna do? It's too late to stop me now. I've already done it. All right. Go ahead. Already have been. I've already been kicked out of the Church of the Lubing Gods. They've. What is it? Excommunicated me. You want to know the other thing? They're the same West German Vints that are in my Jaguar right now. And no one's complained about the sounds of those. There's just so many ways. There's just so many ways to do the same thing in this hobby. I mean, just the answer to everything should be, how should I lube this? How should I lube that? How should I tune this? What should I do for this? What should I do for that? The answer is just to try it. See what you like. It all comes down to preference at the end of the day. All of it, 100%. Now, popular opinion can affect you in a good way. You know, asking around to known people you trust in the hobby and saying, hey, I've got this switch, I'm putting it into this board. What do you recommend? That can yield good results. But your mileage may vary on all of this stuff. So test everything. If there's one thing you learn from all the advice I give on stream ever, it's test everything. I've got $1,000 into my Key65 by trying out different things. There you go. Don't do it like what I did. I got into the hobby and I said, a switch tester and getting all these switches, these one-off switches, that sounds like a pain. I'll just get a different keyboard, and every keyboard I get, I'll just get a different switch until I figure out what I like the expensive way. So that's what I did. That's definitely not a 200 IQ move. Let me tell you. or didn't, but you know, whatever. We figured it out. Now I've got my kids' college fund wrapped up in keyboards currently. No. Like, I mean, I've got college funds for my kids, but like, if I need any extra money for the kids, I've got probably enough to send them to college with keyboard money. It's just stupid. I kept an Excel spreadsheet of all of the things that I had like purchased in this hobby, and it's just depressing to look at now. Yes, I have tried Nixies. We actually have a Nixie build coming up, Submahanti. There's a Nixie build going to be coming up here in what do you think, Yeffy? Probably a couple weeks? You bet I'm a salesman or a project manager? I am not. I don't talk to people in my professional career. I'm a network engineer. Nice. Yeah, so Yeffy, can we tell him? Or do you want to keep it a secret? Tell him, man. If you want to tell him, tell him. I'll leave it up to you. What have we got coming? Is it a big secret, or do we have something cool to share? So Yeffy, okay, he said he doesn't care. Yeffy is the proud recipient of one of the Jaguars from the latest buy. He's got the green Jaguar that he showed off in chat. Drop that Imager link again, Yeffy. But yeah, Imager, and yeah, we've got Nixies. We've got Nixies ready. We got Nixies ready for the build. Nixies are a meme. But you know what? It's probably easier to find Nixies right now than it is to find date code A through D vintage blacks. I would think it's probably easier to find Nixies right now than it would be to source reliably date code A through D vintage blacks. Oh, the Nixies are for the Dollinger. Ooh. There we go. Are you sending me a crate of stuff, Yeffy? Yeah, the Dollinger is going to be crazy. So what is the Dollinger? It's not a whale. It's not a dolphin. Is a Dollinger a sea feature? Or did Lynn just go away from his naming schema with the Dollinger? Brian Lacoste just subscribed to me on YouTube. That's the YouTube subscription message. I don't know why, seriously chat, I've tried to find out where that is in my alert notification. I cannot turn that thing off. Oh, you know what I did? I looked for it last week. You know what I might have done, Yeffy? I might have had 2 alert boxes in here. Do I have 2 alert boxes in here? I don't. Wait, latest subscribe. Oh no, that's that one. I only have one alert box. Why is that thing so kooky? There's bits. There's donations. Definitely not merch. Definitely not subscriptions. See, like subscriptions, you'd think it would be there. It's not. It's somewhere. I've deleted this thing too. It's the YouTube subscription notification in the alert box, which I don't even care about on Twitch. Like, you guys don't need to, we don't care if somebody subscribes to me on YouTube. Like, great. Thank you for subscribing. Like, Anthony, there you go. Thank you for subscribing to me on YouTube. I appreciate you. I'm assuming you just saw that the notification went off when someone else did it, and you said, "Oh, hey, I should follow this guy on YouTube too." but yeah, like I don't know where that thing is to turn off. I've looked, I promise. It just means Dolphin Linger. There we go. Well, there you go. Either way you have it. How have you liked C3 stage so far? Oh, dude, I love him. I like C3. Very, very nice. Yeah, no issues with C3 in terms of quality control or quality of life with them after the fact. They've worked out for me really well. So these Tiffany Tealios are holding up quite nicely on this PCB. And so chat, we're not really too worried about doing the Woden method tonight. So between not doing the 90-gram spring in the spacebar and not having to do the Woden method soldering, this is going to be this is actually going to be a nice quality of life build for me. One switch for the rest of your life. What are you going with? Oh man. Voice typing with my cell phone. Is this unscrewing? Oh, that's wild. I just halfway unscrewed my soldering iron. What do you think about that, chat? Didn't see that one coming, did ya? Oh man, one switch for the rest of my life. One switch for the rest of my life. If I had to retire in keyboards, what would I choose? I've gone through so many switches at this point, and I've landed on linears. And out of the linears, my favorite linear by far is, drumroll please, the Vintage Black. You guys have heard it before. That's my favorite for sure. So, Ravius, take a look at sound tests on YouTube and see which one you like the sounds of more. Try and find a whole smattering of sound tests. See if people have like lubed them up with different things. And then from an acoustic perspective, let that be your decisive factor. Because from a smoothness standpoint, they're both pretty close to the same. When you're old and your fingers aren't strong anymore, you won't be able to use Vintage Black. Negative, Ghost Rider. I got that 55 gram spring. I will always be able to use my vintage blacks. Always. 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 But when I'm old and frail and I can't use my keyboard anymore, I'll be voice typing on my phone. Oh, there you go, Tree Leaf. I kind of like pseudo started to do the Woden method just because I'm in a force of habit on it. But yeah, they're not, none of these guys are moving really. None of them are moving up at all. I'll show it to you, chat, just once so you can see what this is tonight. Okay, so I've soldered one pin here. You see the one pin? There's two pins, 1, 2. I've soldered the one. What I do for the Woden method is I put my soldering iron on the pin that I've soldered. I heat up that pin. I heat that joint up. With my index finger, I push the switch down as I've heated that joint up. Right now it's pushed down. I take the soldering iron off. That joint goes from molten to solidified again, thus holding the switch firmly onto the PCB as I've been holding it and applying pressure throughout it. Now I can solder in the second pin, and that switch is done. That switch is securely pressed down onto the PCB. I know it's got a good contact point. I'm pretty confident I don't have to worry about that guy. And what I was saying is all these switches aren't moving when I do that. The contact points on them are already pretty good. So we can just steam right through all of these guys. And what I will do, so despite, I don't need to do the Woden method. I don't need to do the method I just showed you guys. But what I will do is every time I get to a new row of switches, I like to flip the keyboard. I like to flip the keyboard over and just press them all down again, just to make sure like each row, I've got a good contact point. Like I'll do that for the rest of the top row here. Make sure just everything's falling right into place. Tree Leaf, good night, my friend. Thank you, sir. I'll catch up with you on the flip side. Oh, Tree Leaf, special stream on Saturday. Tune in if you can. There you go, chat. You heard it here first. Breaking news. Which company sold the LS keyboard? What's up, DQ? Two-day. Amazon two-day that thing. Let's go. The original Alice was sold by TGR. And since then, there are a million companies that have created an Alice keyboard. There's actually a fantastic pin from, I think it's Arslock in the customs channel. Is it Arslock, DQ? I can't remember. Where is it? I'm looking now. I think it's Ars. Well, pins. Yes, Arslock. So many Alice clones. All right, you ready for this? All right, so there was the TGR Alice, the Poly Alice, and the official acrylic. There was the Alice exact layout copies. Here you go. The 0-00 unnamed Alice clone, the Abu Raya, the Adagio, the Austere, the Buzzsaw, the Cheshire, the Color Alice, the Elia, the Enigma Palm Alice, the Ergodacity, the Erisu, Fallacy, the Gaia, the Ipsy, the Hinoke, the Ergo, Krellbit's private group buys, the Kokua, the Lubrigante, the MGA, the Nasu, Nanu, Official Acrylic Alice, Open Source Alice, Origenesis. The list goes on. There have been so many Alice clones ever since that layout came out. So many. Well, and there's the inspiration where the Alice came from too. I mean, Sam wasn't the first person who came up with that kind of layout. Like, I mean, if you look at there was like an LZ board that had a very similar layout that predated it. There were a couple others. Like, I mean, there was, I think, yeah, EM7. No, but there was an LZ Ergo as well. But that is a little different though. It's same thought process though. Come on, bruh. But yeah, the EM7 is much more on point. That's what I meant. Thanks, DQ, keeping me on point. That's where it came from? No, not necessarily. Like, the inspiration from it was kind of like sourced from that original LZ Ergo and EM7 layout kind of deal. Yeah, so if you go into the Mech Keys Discord and then go over to the most helpful channel within that Discord, aka KB Customs, and then go over to the pinned channels and then or the pinned messages within that channel. It's right near the top. Speaking of Alice clones, I think my Rukia is going to be coming in hopefully soon. I'm hoping before Thanksgiving on the Rukia. We'll see. I haven't talked to Jax in a while. DQ, what are you up to though, my dude? Where's my RS, bro? All right, Treely. Yeah, man. Thanks, buddy. We'll see you this weekend. Yeah, so we're rebuilding, not rebuilding, but we're building again a Rama U80 on Saturday. And chat, I might have a giveaway for you guys on Saturday too. I haven't decided yet. But I do believe this November marks my 2-year anniversary streaming. I need to double check that, but I'm pretty sure it does. I think November will be me having streamed for 2 years. I'm gonna do a larger celebration stream at some point, but yeah, that won't be the Saturday. That won't be the Saturday. I can't do a 24-hour this weekend because I'm leaving Monday morning for a work TDY at 6 a.m. So I need to not destroy myself over the weekend. So I've incorporated BTTV, but do I need to actually add the emotes in that plugin as well? I'd be happy to do that. Raz, can I give you permissions and you can do it? You probably know your way around that better than I would. Deck us out with a whole bunch of emotes. Raz, let's do it. I'll hit you up. I'll hit you up in DMs after the stream tonight, or maybe tomorrow. I'll give you permissions. I've been talking with Yeffy and Justin. We already want to bring you on if you'll have us. Moderate this guy. Give this guy moderator access. Sounds good to me, for sure. And if you're on board, let's go. Capture. So that's clearly an emote, but I just don't have it added. That's unfortunate because I thought by incorporating it, it would have allowed you to have like the full breadth of access to the BTTD emoji pool. I guess I didn't. I was like not really looking and paying attention when they added that thing. I was like, yep, there it is, and I clicked it and I added it, and I thought we were good. Oh, you know what? You know what it is? I probably can see it if I go to Twitch chat. Streamlabs doesn't show it for me. Let me go into here. Let me see if I can see it in Twitch chat. Yep, I can see it in Twitch chat. If I go into my channel administrator thing, I can see it there. Okay, that makes sense. All right, chat. So this is kind of a lull here. I know I went over it briefly before, but now's as good a time as any to just go over a couple of more self-promotional and sponsor reel notes. First and foremost, thanks guys so much for tuning in tonight. I'm hoping you guys are enjoying the content. I do this twice weekly, keyboard content that is, and sometimes adding in those extracurricular streams. As I mentioned, Saturday is going to be one of those, so I hope to see you guys this weekend. If you're not already, hit that follow button and hang out with us. You know, it's just like this every time. Chill keyboard content, Q&A, asking, answering questions, building some cool stuff, showing off some cool keyboard stuff. We've got the first look at the DSA Magic Girl set tonight. So we're going to be dressing this Key65 up in that here in just a little bit. We've got all sorts of first looks on this channel. So hope you guys stick around. And by all means, on top of that, this keyboard channel is kept running by me building keyboards. If you've got something you are interested in having built by someone who does this quite a lot, feel free to reach out to me in Discord. That is the best way to get a hold of me. Or just fill out the form down below and I can reach out to you. And yeah, we can set something up there. I have built over 100 keyboards at this point. My invoices are actually up in almost the 300s on PayPal. And I know that's not all me building keyboards, but I wish it was. That'd be a good way to keep track of it. But I know I have built a ton of these things at this point. So, that said, if you're considering having someone build a keyboard, consider it. And then, on top of that, we are sponsored by Project Keyboard. Project Keyboard has currently got GMK Noir running right now. It is quite a hot set. You should absolutely check it out. And we've talked a lot about the JWK linears. They've got the Maves back in restock right now on Project Keyboard. So if you're on the market for a new switch, and if you want to try a JWK linear, the Mauve switch is quite a good option. There's a link down below for a referral page for me on Project Keyboard. And pretty much anything I pick up from there and stream, anything, goes right back into content for said stream. I use it to build out new video and audio equipment. I use it to get fun stuff for the builds. I use it for giveaways, giving right back to the community. So, all appreciated there. Basic builds in the house. What's going on? How is it going? The solder we are using, Dodager, is a Kester 6337 compound mixture of leaded solder, and the iron we're using is the TS80P. It's a USB-C based soldering iron with a hollow tip. Highly recommend it. Very, very quality soldering iron with a very, very small footprint, and yeah, it works nicely. I think my focus setting changed, so it's not following my face anymore. I think I have focus set to whatever the center of my frame is right now, and so that's why whenever I put my head down, it focuses on the lights behind me. I need to fix that. Okay, we have got, I'd say 2 rows left, but we've got the bottom row too. So that it's like this last row here and then the bottom row, and we are home free. So we are very close to the end of this build. So let me finish up sponsor reel. So on top of Project Keyboard, we are also sponsored by mintautumn.com. Mint Autumn and Jax Static. Jax is running the Rukia Round 2 keyboard right now. And he's got a couple of other TKL and UHMWP based products that are coming out that are going to be really cool. You guys are going to want to check these things out. Oh, I don't know. I just went into standby. So check out mintautumn.com. Go down below, check the website, join up his Discord. You won't miss anything from him. Discord is the way. Discord is the way. Catch all the future announcements of his projects. mintautumn.com. Big shout out to Jax. Thank you so much for all the support. Jax is actually the founding subscriber on our channel. Jax. Then we have got zealpc.net. Down below, you'll find a referral link to ZealPC. We are actually rocking some Tiffany Tealios tonight. But you'll find other products like that on his website, the Tealios, Zealios, the Zeal stabilizers. He's got lubes on there. And you'll find that referral link down below. If you're checking out on zealpc.net, make sure you use that. It goes a long way to support my stream. And thank you very much for that, viewer. And then last but not least, the build that is halfway brought to you, this build tonight, which is halfway brought to you by them, the keycap set we're going to be dressing up on this thing here tonight from the Key.company. The Key.company is your source for lubricant, stabilizers, switches, awesome keycap sets, cool artist desk mat collaborations, pretty much anything awesome under the sun in the keyboard hobby. Check out the Key.company. Linked also down below in the sponsor section. And a big thank you to them for the support over the years. Currently, we're running Dark Cyrillic on their website right now, as well as the DSA Magic Girl. There's also the C3 stabilizers. They've got the banana split switches still available. If you guys are not picking those up, take a look at this. You should. They're so cool. I haven't figured out what I'm going to put those in yet. I think, wait, did I decide? Are we putting those? We might be putting those in the Mali. We might be putting those in the Mali that we have. So another TKC project, the Mali keyboard we've got on hand. And so we will be building that here in the next couple weeks as well. So anyways, thank you so much to all the sponsors, and thank you to you, the viewer. I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in with us here tonight. And that said, we are almost done. We're about to get into some juicy sound tests, debrief on this build here once we finished everything up. I'm pretty pleased with the build process so far. Fox Lab has got quite a nicely designed board, but we already knew that. We built a couple of these here in the past. it's just further affirmation that this is a well-built board. Lots of attention to detail, lots of sound isolation. I think just all in all, we're going to get a good result here. I am super stoked for the client who's getting this. The client who's getting this is actually giving this keyboard to his daughter, whom is a huge fan of all things Tiffany jewelry. So, I mean, come on. Does it get any better than this? If you're a fan of Tiffany jewelry, you get the Tiffany teal switches, the E-white with Tiffany teal accented case, you've got the Tiffany teal stabilizers, and you've got DSA Magic Girl dressing up on it. That is just minty fresh with teal accents and pink and everything all. I mean, it's just, we're maxing out on the cuteness factor with this chat. Yeah, I've tried to get this client to adopt me on a myriad of occasions, Archon. He's not having it. If only. Tab, what's your favorite readily available keycap set? Looking for something to complete my first build until the right group buy comes around. Readily available. I would check out Originative. Originative is going to give you some good options with like GMK sets. If you're looking for something more like PBT based, maybe a little something more budget friendly, ePBT on KDT fans is a good option. What else do we have? Yeah, and then I mean, I think it kind of puts you into like group by territory. If you want to go super budget for the first build, I don't know if key sets are still being run on the Key Company, but if they are, those are quite a good alternative if you're okay with getting a blank keycap set. Those are pretty thick ABS plastic molded keycaps. So the molds are pretty good for that. And they're a steal at $30. Hey Effie, did you ever see my 910 on Oko? If you search TGR 910 on Originative Co. in Google, you'll come up with an old school Originative link of my 910. Yeah, dude, you should link it. You don't want to see it. Sure, man, you can have it. What are you going to give me for it? TGR market. I'll take your future. So these are like pseudo. This is like a pseudo Alps compatible PCB. So you really have to load this thing up with a good amount of solder, unfortunately. If I were to say anything about the quality of life on this build with a Key65, that's the one negative on that guy. The left prong on the switches is it's Alps compatible. You know what I mean? It's, if you've ever worked with an Alps compatible PCB, you know. It just requires a little bit more solder than you otherwise would. And it's just kind of aggravating. To get that perfect little Christmas tree. I did pretty good on it overall, but there are parts here. There are parts here where I was just lacking on that left side. Making us some happy little Christmas trees. Oh, so I got added there in chat. Hold on one second. I'll look here in just a minute. Haha, some Wagyu. Ooh. Man. Tempting. A tempting offer. But I'm gonna have to pass. You know that keyboard's gonna end up in my coffin with me. I'll take some Wagyu though. If you're not man enough to complete the order that you put in, I'll help you out. I'll help you out on that front. If that's too much beef for you over there, Yeffy. Are you not man enough for all that meat, dog? Right, yeah, Archon. Probably. Well, it depends, though. The kids are smart enough to go to school. I mean, I'm not going to force them to go to college. You don't need a college degree to come work with me in the keyboard business. Maybe I'll be a full-time keyboard creator at that point. Heck, imagine me, boomer Max F, like some 50-year-old dad making keyboards. I can see it. I can see it now. Hey, I'll never say never to anything. You never know. You never know. I would stay part-time at where I work currently if I ever went into keyboards more full-time. I would absolutely stay part-time. If I leave where I'm working completely right now, it's too hard to get back in to exactly what I'm doing. Whereas I could stay part-time and I'd still be very in demand and I could work 2-3 days a week kind of deal. That'd be pretty cool. If you don't think I haven't thought about this, chat, you'd be wrong. I've thought about this. It has crossed my mind. My wife says I'm also insane and don't you dare. We'll see. We'll see. Alrighty. Boom. Hopefully I don't lose my microphone here. 3, 2, 1. Hello, hello, hello. Ooh, we're good. We kept the camera this time too, Yeffy. You never know what's gonna drop when I turn that thing off. It's like dropping the bass on a track. You never know what's done for the night after that thing. The camera does go green for a second. That is known to happen. So riddle me this. Surge Protector 1, Surge Protector 2. Plugged into a different outlet on the wall. I already know the answer to this question. The outlets on the wall are just on the same circuit. This fan is surging the power circuit and making it so that everything else that's plugged into those surge protectors is also just blipping real quick. So sensitive equipment when it comes to power, i.e. my microphone, my cameras, my audio equipment, like, I mean, it's surged through the devices, so there's surge protection on the protector, on the surge protector, and on the device level, but you know, it's just a pain in the butt. It's just a pain in the butt the way this thing was electrically wired. Yeah, that would be the option. Yep. Getting a UPS for one of them would be the option, and then we would be good. You know what? I might have one. I might even have one in the basement. I've just been lazy. Plus, the idea of putting a UPS on my desk floor doesn't excite me, chat. I'm not 100% in love with taking up more of a footprint underneath my desk. Okay, let's plug this in, see what we got here. Hopefully we have a keyboard. Well, we definitely have a keyboard, but do we have a working keyboard? It looks like the answer to that question is yes. But I will reserve my judgment, either be it positive or negative, until we finish testing all these keycaps switches. Oh, I just reset something with that. Huh. All three spacebar right now. Okay. There's a blocker. The blocker right there. No need for that switch. Okay, we did it, chat. Everything looks good from a soldering perspective. So you can put a checkbox next to that. I actually almost didn't catch that. As a matter of fact, I almost missed that. I almost put a switch there. A boom. Yeah, it looks pretty good. Looks pretty clean. I will show you. Fear not, I will show you the case on the side here in just a moment. We're just going to go ahead and get the hardware plugged in, and I will show you guys the full beauty of the Key65 in all of its minty teal glory. Fear not, chat. We're getting there. Sent you a DM about how we could deal with the emotes max. Raz, thank you, sir. I will absolutely check in with you here. If not this evening, tomorrow. Tomorrow will actually be a good day for me, Raz, if you're around. I've got a doctor's appointment in the morning, but I'm actually working from home tomorrow, so I'll try and catch Ebony then. Oh, Keeb Realtor. Keeb Realtor with the 5 gifted subs. Thank you so much, Keeb Realtor. Appreciate that. And welcome. Want a Fanta? And Zoo? And a dang person? And Lana likes thick. And I like Rusto. I'm guessing with those last 2 names. I think I got them right. Welcome, everyone. Welcome, welcome. Key Realtor. That's what I'm talking about. Total Pog Champ. Let's go, chat. Key Realtor back at it again. Sir, the timing is bad. Had I not just purchased my house a year ago, you better believe I would be going to the Keeb Realtor. Anybody on the housing market, hit that guy up for sure. He's like, Max, don't worry about it. You wouldn't have been able to afford the houses I sell. Okay. I just wanted to make sure we've got everything lined up here before I torque any screws. And I put a big caveat on that. Before I torque any screws on a polycarbonate case is a oxymoron. I am not torquing screws on a polycarbonate case. I'm just tightening them down a little bit. I mean, we're saying like real little. Like put your drill on the slow speed setting. Don't do that. Please, dear God, don't drill any of your keyboard cases. You always get a little bit more torquing to do on gasket mount keyboards. That's why I also tell clients when they have me build a gasket mount for them, I always tell them kind of like keep an eye on it, make sure your hardware doesn't fall out in a couple of weeks. You know, you might need to torque the screw down a little bit more too as the gaskets sort of like flatten down a little bit. So, designed by Fox Lab. That kind of ruins the bottom in your opinion? Little too much going on there for you. I hear you. I don't think it's too bad. It's kind of like nuanced there. Just a little light touch. But there's your side profile. Top profile you've already seen. Here's the rear. With all its USB-C goodness. Other side profile, nothing to it. The front profile, nothing to it. And then the top. Any nudes available? I give it 3 out of 10. Those teals just don't match. Sigh. SMH, am I right, chat? The teals are just off. Gotta throw the whole thing away. Nah, seriously though, look at the stems on the Switch and look at the stabilizer. That's almost a good middle ground between the housing too. You almost have a pretty good gradient there between the 3 of them. Yeah, so pretty solid, I think. I think it's pretty damn solid. Very cool. All right, so we are going to get into a fun part of the stream here, where I've got a very cool keycap set to show off for y'all this evening. It's a DSA Magic Girl. So just in case you didn't think we had a teal set for this thing, oh, you better believe we have a teal set. Don't even need keycaps, just leave it that way. Just leave it that way. Here, I'll show you guys. I'll show you guys the image here of it before we switch. That like blasts out. My light blasts out the like blasts out the highlights on it. I need a little bit. You know what? Let's try turning the light down. Turn it way down, see if that helps. There we go. I told you when we had this one in the hopper, Yeffy, I knew you were gonna be jealous on this one. Turn it back up just a little bit. There we go. Beautiful. GMK finer things, Matt, with this would be pretty mint. I need to re-remind myself what GMK finer things look like. I believe I'm tracking you. I think that's teal matte, right? I think you're absolutely right. That would look very good. The teal is anodized. This is the first time I've had to dress a set up without having it in the box in quite some time. So pipe, and then P. There we go. QWER. So much easier and faster when I have it all in the... Max, you missed a good question. Oh, please link it, Archon. What did I miss here? Sound test without keycaps, says Cube Realtor. Yeah, here you go, Cube Realtor. Sound test without keycaps. You ready? And then I say, hello, space, Keeb, real, tour. There we go. We did it. 10 words per minute. Nice. Okay, so Archon, what was the question I missed? Let me see here. What was the question I missed? Wonder if the daughter is already into keys, given her split backspace and split space is an interesting choice. Yes. Both of Rich's kids are already into keyboards. If you are familiar with the creator Nightcaps, his kids have casted with Marcus and Kristen from Nightcaps. So his kids have more swagger in the keyboard hobby than anyone than anyone in chat right now. I certainly can't say I've casted anything with Marcus from Nightcaps. So, yeah. What if she's watching right now? I hope so. If you're watching, hello. I actually have been at this client's house on a myriad of occasions, but I've never formally met his kids. I've seen him running around, but we've only ever hung out lately, and so it's been coronavirus, and so things are kind of wishy-washy. I don't really want to, not that I've been exposed to anything, I don't think, but I don't want to, I want to mitigate any potential risk there. So, Max, your hair is too good to introduce you to new. Okay, buddy. Oh God, we ruined the gift, chat. Sorry, Dad. Alright, so we're going to do boom, 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 and then we're going to do there, and then there. Yeah, that should be that. And then there. I don't know which side. Is profile consistent on this keycap set? It looks like it is. Lol. I've not used DCS in so long. I don't even know if there's like a right side up, and that O, since the O is center aligned, I honestly have no idea. Oh, that's a cool key. Do you see that key, chat? Oh, I thought it was an exclamation point. It's the I. It's the I key. I was like, what is that key? That's kind of cool. I've never seen just an exclamation point key. Does L go? Is that a L goes like this, right, chat? Lowercase L goes curved over to the left, right? JKL. DSA is all flat. Yep. But I didn't know if there was like a right side up to the keycap. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know if there was like one way to put the keycap. Obviously with an E key, I know if I put it like this, I've got it wrong. But with an O key, I don't know which side's which. And I think since the O is centered, I don't really think it matters. Yeah, incoming slow typing test, since I haven't typed on DSA in ages. Oh boy. Oh, is it a D? It's probably the D key. I'm gonna go with that's the D key and that's the P key. But the P key and the D key could be just flipped. Alright, so there's a pipe key, but I don't know if we're gonna necessarily do that pipe key. We might do a little something different here. Oh, that's the V key. I thought that was a bracket for a second. CV. And that's the B key. Boom. Max is confused. I wish I knew the alphabet. I wish I knew my lowercase letters. Chat, I don't type or I don't print in lowercase either. And so like I'm doubly messed up here. Yeah, I write in all caps. Always. Caps lock for life. All right. So we've got the tilde key. We can have the tilde key for sure up here. I like that. And I want a little pipe key. Oh, we have a little pipe key. The little mini boy. There's a little mini pipe action. That's what I'm talking about. All right, let's get some mods up in here. We've got the novelty. I think we've got the novelty mods here. Should we do pink modifiers or keep it teal? Should we just go all teal? Teal everything? I think the answer is teal everything, right, chat? Oh yeah, all my letters are angry. Oh, that's stocky. Okay, we want an enter key. Oh no, we can't do a teal escape. We have to do the metal. We have to do the metal star for escape. And then should I do the pipe key? I don't think we should do the pipe key. I think we should do the moon for this guy. Oh, chat, wait until... Oh, I've got the music turned off this whole time. Yeffy, you're supposed to remind me. You're supposed to remind me of that, Yeffy. I've been listening to music this whole time, and you guys have just been suffering in silence. The X is flipped. Lol. Are you trolling me, or is it? I don't know. Joke's on you, I have no idea. The O is sideways. Lol. What an idiot. This guy puts the O on sideways. Okay. I need... Boom. And I need... This is backspace now. Oh wait, no, you know what this is? This is our shift key, poggers. And then we're gonna do something fun for the arrows. You better believe that. But yeah, you do have a pink 1U key here. Should we do this key? Should we do these in pink? That does not work with this layout. You only have the option for a 2.25 and a 2.75 with a 1.25 in the middle. We could do, Yeffy, what do you think about this? First of all, let me check to make sure I'm putting it on right. I think it's the bow. So I think the bow goes like this. Oh, but that's not right. It's not a 1.25 there. This is a 1.25. And then that goes there. And then this is not a proper size. But this is. No pink? Pink has been vetoed? With the gold, I don't think you need it. Just go all in on the teal, right? No pink, all teal, or we riot. What's up, Bueno? Good to see you, brother. All teal it is. I don't think I have any more teal keys that I need out of that bunch. I do need a stepped cap, though. I hope there's a stepped DSA cap. Does DSA make stepped caps? What do you think, chat? That might be the huge rip of the night if DSA doesn't make a stepped cap. We're about to find out. Any stepped caps available? The yellow? The yellow arrow keys? Ugh. I don't think so, chat. We could do all those guys for arrow keys. Do some of these funkies. There's so many novelties in this keycap set. Oh my goodness. We're going ham with the novelties. I don't see, unless my eyes deceive me, I don't see a stepped cap lock on this guy. Let me go over here to Magic Girl and look at the kits. Does it have a stepped? It does. Open image in new tab. There is a stepped caps lock key somewhere. Is it only pink? I think it's only pink. So here's the core kit. I might just be missing this part of it though. So there is a caps lock that we get. Does it have the teal though? Is there a teal caps lock? Doesn't look like it. So in that case, where is it? What is it? What is it? You want it all, but you can't have it. It's in your reach, but you can't grab it. Best part about singing that song is the original voice is so damn bad anyways. So it don't matter if I mess it up. Camera. Archon says camera. Camera should be good. I'm looking at the camera. GG, no teal. No, it's more GG, no stepped caps lock at all. I'd even be okay with like a non-stepped caps lock at the moment. Or a pink stepped caps lock, I mean. Yeah, I think we got bamboozled, unfortunately, chat. Unless it's in this little bag. I don't think it is. I think we've been bamboozled, chat. Unlucky. Totally unlucky. It's okay, though. We'll be alright. We'll adapt. We'll improvise. And we'll overcome. We'll figure this out, chat. Together. Come on a journey with me. We'll figure this out. Alright, so that can go there. I know that for sure. I got that ISO enter key though. Am I right? Maybe a pink spacebar with all teal moths. Yeah, there should be a 1.75 teal. Yeah, here it is. There's the 2.25 shift. There's the 1.75 right here. And then there's, I need one more for enter. I might just be a little bit short. I might have to do the enter in pink, unfortunately. I'm ready to riot. It's the split spacebar that threw us for a loop. Split spacebar threw off our mojo. Do I need 1.25s for this? I think I need 1.25s all the way down for this guy. Do I have one of those cool little moons? Oh, here's a cool one. There's a little kitty cat. If only we had gone with a standard caps lock, we would have had this guy right here. Oh wait, no, that's not even right. This guy right here. Nope, that's not right. Where's the caps lock? We're gonna have to go with a pink enter key too. Let's go with this guy. This wand here. No enter key. Just get rid of the enter key. Yeah, so the arrow keys on this guy are yellow. The stock arrow keys are yellow. But we're gonna try and do all teal. So let's see if we have enough. Oh, look at this, chat. Can I make this like pseudo work with this novelty key? I'm gonna put my moon up here. Put my kitty cat right here. And then I've got my other flower here. Boom. It's DSA, right? So it doesn't matter. I can just put any keycap anywhere. It's fine. Just put all the keycaps anywhere. Just teal that thing out. So this is what it looks like normally. Here's the yellow board. Here's a teal board with yellow and pink. So there's where you would get like the little, you know, add the little color flares to it, right? I think all teal looks so, the teal and gold just looks, ooh, so good. But yeah, with all teal though, ooh, that does look pretty good. The teal and the gold. Plus those gold keycaps sound, ooh, so good. All right, I think we're just scuffed with the caps lock for right now though, so I'll just leave that sitting there. Just throw a keycap in that void. I don't have a good teal stepped caps lock that we can put in there, unfortunately. Feels bad, man. Under my space bars. Under the space bar, there's no stepped caps lock. What do you mean? Oh, you're just saying this. This would be the keycap to put in there. Right. Correct. This would be the keycap to put in there, but we went with a stepped caps lock instead of a standard. And so because we don't have the stepped caps lock with us, we can't completely dress this thing up. But we got pretty close, chat. We got pretty darn close. That's not a miss on the desolder. That's not a miss on the well, the client does want step. So that's not a miss on the profile. Like this base kit set will have a stepped caps lock. We just unfortunately got robbed our stepped caps lock. So womp womp. This is as far as I know, this is the first DSA Magic Girl set that's gone out, so I can forgive them a mistake. It's hard to see too with my one gripe too with DSA is you don't have the tray. Like Infinity's trays are probably the best thing on the market right now. Chad, have you seen Infinity's trays? Like Infinity's trays are smooth. Step caps are just invisible, just an invisible keycap. I wish I had like a. It's purposeful. We left it there so you can see the nudity of this board and how cool it is. It's like showing some under boob on the board. That's exactly what it is. It's purposeful. It was calculated. We did this on purpose, chat, didn't we? Okay, this is acceptable. It'll do. It'll work, right? All right, chat. Let's get some typing sounds going. I have a feeling Milk outdone himself again. From what I've heard so far, it sounds pretty juicy to me. All right, chat, we are going to wash our hands real quick, and then we will get into the typing sounds. I'll be right back in just a second. All right, yum yum yum. Look at this treat. All right, let's get some mod sounds first. Oh, Raz, you know it. I have a feeling this is definitely gonna sound like a keyboard. All right, chat. You ready for this? All right, so your build this evening, tuned up Tiffany Tealios with 205G0 with a 62 gram Catway spring. It is C3 stabilizers with 205G0 tuned, and we are rocking the brand new DSA Magic Girl keycap set with some metal Magic Girl novelty keys, both the moon and the star. Which the star, you can't really, the star, there we go, boom. And music is off, and you should be able to hear right now. I want a full set of these metal keycaps. Am I right? Like, come on, that sounds incredible. All right, we need something pink for this keycap set here. menthol. I hate it. I hate it, but I love it. It's pretty good, chat. Key Realtor, I'll let you take that up with the client. I am a fan of this. Those metal keycaps too. It's funny the difference in sound signature there. Oh, redo. Redo. Aw, yeah, chat. We did it. We did it, chat. We did it. Boom. Well, hot dog. That's a SMH though on the on my stepped caps locks. Womp womp. Boom. Nice, Tintin. Tintin, Tina, Teddy. I'm happy you found us. And welcome. Welcome, welcome. Well, this concludes our build stream tonight, Chad. I hope you enjoyed this. Let's get one last view here on it for YouTube. I can't remember if I did this. I think I did, but here it is. Boom. Say hello to YouTube, everybody. Keeb Realtor with another 3 gifted subs. Pog Champ. Yo, thank you so much, Keeb Realtor, for that. I really appreciate that. And Rocky, Agent Hubcap, and Red Hood, welcome to the channel. Thank you, thank you. You know what? This was fun. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Persian King, for tuning in, and viewers as well. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you all. So again, I hope you all enjoyed the stream tonight. My name is Max. I go by Max F, and you have been watching the Key65 and a very minty DSA Magic Girl collaboration here with the Tiffany Tealios, the C3 Teal stabilizers. This was fun. This was fun. We've definitely got a very Tiffany Tealed out case here. I love these little boxes that these gold keycaps came in. Very, very cool stuff all around. So let's go ahead and see who we've got currently rolling on Twitch. See if we can find someone to raid. What do we got here tonight, chat? Who's hanging out? Who is hanging out? We got DD Decline, we got Hugo Keys, we've got Huey from Man of Interests, we've got Mech Merlin, and we've got Tiny. Tiny would love what we built here tonight. Tiny would absolutely love what we put together here tonight. You guys want to stream? We haven't rated DD Decline actually in quite some time. I am down for that, Raz. I like that recommendation. So DD Decline is another keyboard creator, chat, who if you've enjoyed the content you've witnessed here tonight, I think you'll also enjoy his stream. I'm going to check in with him as well and see what he's up to tonight. We'll hit him with some Max F emotes when we raid him here. Let's get that queued up. Boom. I'm watching him now too. Oh, cool. He's going through some interest checks and group buys. So if you guys are new to the keyboard hobby, he's going over some products you might want to consider. Alrighty. We got that raid queued up here. That's coming in hot. Chat, again, as always, thank you for tuning in with us. We will be live next on an extracurricular stream with the Rama U80 this Saturday. We've got Bill, one of our clients. He's coming down to my house. We are going to do what you shouldn't and not socially distance and hang out. And hopefully we don't get corona. Hopefully we don't get a case of the Rona. But we'll be hanging out on stream. I think they'll hang out with us and actually be on site here with me on Saturday. So I hope to see you all then. Follow if you haven't already. Subscribe. Thank you so much. I love you guys, and we'll see y'all next time. Have a great night and a great rest of your week. See you, everybody.